Hi there. So this video is just a little warm-up sequence. It's quite nice to practice in the morning to energize and wake up every part of the body. Or if you're feeling a bit lethargic or like you just need to move your body a little bit, this is a nice gentle sequence to do. Or if you're stuck for time. So begin in a seated position, grounding down through the sit bones, sitting up nice and tall, lengthening through the spine, crown of the head towards the ceiling. And melting your shoulders away from your ears and bringing your shoulder blades together at the back, opening up your chest. Closing down the eyes for a moment. We'll take one deep inhale in through the nose, filling the lungs to full capacity, expanding through the ribs and the chest, pausing at the top, and exhale slowly, letting go. Arriving on your mat. Gently blinking the eyes open. We'll go through some yes and no movements, so good for our neck muscles. Bringing your chin down to your chest and then up to the ceiling. Chin back down to your chest, stretching at the back of your neck and up to the ceiling. And coming back to center. Looking over your right shoulder just as far as you can, and the left. And back over the right, feeling that stretch in the side of your neck, and the left. And coming back to center, we'll do some chin circles. So bringing your chin down to your chest, over to your right shoulder, up to the ceiling, left shoulder, and back to your chest. So nice big circles with your chin. Back over to the right, up to the ceiling, left shoulder, and back to your chest. And we'll change directions. So this time over to the left, up to the ceiling, right shoulder, and back to your chest. And last one, left shoulder, looking up to the ceiling, right shoulder, and back to the chest. From here, stretching your arms over out to the sides, stretching them out, making them as long as you can. We'll just do some shoulder rolls. So bringing your shoulders up towards your ears, back behind you as far as you can, and down towards the mat, out in front of you. Up to your ears, back down and around. One more time this direction, waking up the shoulders. And we'll swap sides. So shoulders are up towards your ears, bringing them in front of you, down, back behind, and up. Nice big circles. And from here, bringing your arms out in front of you, interlacing your fingers, stretching your arms out, making them as long as you can. So stretching across the backs of the shoulder blades. Feel like you're bringing the shoulder blades apart. Bringing your chin down towards your chest, and you can make a little arch in the back here. And from here, coming all the way back up, bringing your arms behind you, again interlacing your fingers, but this time behind your back, rolling your shoulders back. So you really want to open up across the pectoral muscles here. Stretching your arms out behind you, taking an inhale, filling up. You can make a little back bend here if you want to. So opening up your chest, looking up towards the ceiling. Maybe your fist behind you reaches the mat. Slowing down the breath. Opening up the chest. And stretching out the abdominal muscles. And then coming back to a neutral spine. Coming into a little side bend, so bringing your left hand onto the mat. Inhale, stretching your right fingertips up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, tipping over to the left. So really keeping your chest open here. You don't want to dump into this pose. Every inhale, you lengthen a little bit further. Lengthen out that right oblique muscle. And exhale, tipping over to the left a little bit more. Maybe you can bring your left elbow onto the mat. Maybe not, it doesn't matter. Filling up on the inhale and pouring over on the exhale. On your next inhale, coming all the way back up, and we'll swap sides. So right hand is on the mat, left fingertips up to the ceiling, and exhale, tipping over to the right. So again, opening up your chest. Try not to dump in here. You really want to get this stretch in the left oblique muscle. Every inhale lengthens, and every exhale you're pouring down, keeping your sit bones on the mat. Filling up, pouring over. On your next inhale, coming all the way back up, we'll just do a little twist to rinse ourselves out a bit. So bringing your left hand beside your hip, bringing your right hand onto your left knee. Looking forward, sitting up tall, crown of the head to the ceiling, taking an inhale to lengthen through the spine, filling up your lungs. And exhale, twist, looking over that left shoulder. Filling up on every inhale, creating a bit more space in the torso. And exhaling, twisting a little bit further. And on your next inhale, we'll come back to center and we'll swap sides. So left hand is on the right knee, right hand is beside you. Looking forward, inhale, lengthen through the spine, sitting up tall, filling up. And exhale, twisting over to the right, looking over your right shoulder. Filling up on the inhale, twisting a little bit more on the exhale. So you really want to make this twist in your abdominals and your lower back area. From here, coming all the way back to center, we'll just do a little Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. So bringing the soles of the feet together, your heels can be far away from you or you can bring them in close to you, whatever works for you. Just be gentle with yourself. These are a few gentle movements that we're doing. Bringing your knees up and down. Just getting into the hips a little bit here. And coming into stillness, bringing your elbows onto your thighs, opening your feet out like a book. Inhale to lengthen, filling up. And exhale, folding over. So just going as far as you can at this moment. Doesn't matter what you were able to do before. Just staying present in this moment. Letting go of any tension in the hips. That'll allow you to open up a little bit more. And on your next inhale, slowly coming all the way up, crossing at the ankles and bringing yourself over onto a tabletop position. For your tabletop position, our hands are about shoulder distance apart, spreading your fingers into the mat. You want your wrists, elbows and shoulders to be in one line. Knees are about hip distance apart, and your knees and your hips are in one line, on the tops of our feet. I'm really thinking about your core here, so activating your core. Thinking about your abdominals, your intercostal muscles between your ribs, your oblique muscles, and all the muscles in your back. Bringing your belly button in towards your spine to activate that core, but don't forget to breathe. We'll go through some cat-cows. So dropping your belly button down towards the mat, opening up your chest and looking forward. Exhale, rounding the back, bringing your chin in towards your chest like an angry cat. And inhale, opening up your chest. And exhale, rounding down, chin to chest. And again, inhaling, opening up, little back bend. And exhale, last time, chin to chest. Coming into a neutral position. So we'll do some opposites here. So working on our core stability here. So I'd like you to imagine that you have like a glass of milk or wine or something on your back and you really don't want to spill it. So stretching your right leg back behind you, using your heel to push away from you. And then the opposite hand, so the left hand is out in front of us. So stretching out like you're trying to grab something in front of you. Inhaling to lengthen. And exhale, bringing your knee into your elbow. Inhale, stretching out. Exhale, knee to elbow, nice and stable in the core. Inhale, stretching out. Exhale, knee to elbow. And one last time, how's that glass of wine doing? Inhale, stretching out. And exhale, knee to elbow. Tapping your left hand onto the mat and stretching that right leg back behind you. Bending up the knee, sole of the foot is up towards the ceiling. And just pulsing your knee up and down here. So we're getting into our hip flexors here, the front of our hips. So this is a really great exercise to do if you run or if you sit a lot. Hip flexors can get quite tight. Coming into stillness, stretching that right leg back behind you. We'll get into our core a little bit more. So on your inhale, stretching out your right leg. And exhale, bringing your knee to the outside of your right elbow. Inhale, stretching back out. This time, exhale, knee to nose. Inhaling to stretch out. And this time, exhale, bringing your knee to your opposite elbow, so to your left elbow. And we'll go again. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhale, knee to the outside of the right elbow. Inhaling, stretching out. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhaling to lengthen. And exhale, knee to the opposite elbow. Stretching that leg back behind you again, bending up that back knee. And if you can, bring your left hand around the back to grab the top of the right foot. Opening up to a little back bend here, opening up your chest, pushing your foot into your hand. Stretching out the front of the body. And then slowly letting go, try not to fling the leg, bringing your left hand back onto the mat, stretching that leg back out one last time, taking an inhale, and exhale, bringing your knee to the outside of your right elbow. This time hovering your knee there and stretching your right leg over to the right. I'm just going to turn around so you can see better. And bringing your left fingertips over to the left. So our right foot, left knee and left hand are in one line. I want you to push your hips forward, opening up your chest, and inhale, right fingertips up to the ceiling and overhead over to the left. So we're getting a nice stretch here all along the right side. So from your heels all the way up your leg, up your right side waist to your fingertips. Slowing down the breath. Pushing those hips forward, opening up your chest. On your next inhale, filling up. And exhale, coming into our gaze. So bringing yourself up, sliding your right hand down your right leg, left fingertips up to the ceiling. And inhale, coming back into your side stretch. Exhaling for your gate. Inhale for your side stretch. And one last time, exhale for your gate. And windmilling your hands back down in front of you, back into your tabletop position. We'll do the other side. So stretching your left leg back behind you, pushing that heel back behind you, and your right hand, so the opposite. Again, activating your core muscles, belly button in towards the spine, thinking of your whole trunk. Stretching out that glass of wine or milk or whatever is on your back. And exhale, bringing your knee to your elbow. Inhale, stretching out. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, stretching out, lengthening. Exhale, knee to elbow. One last time, inhaling to lengthen. And exhale, knee to elbow. Dropping that right hand onto the mat, keeping that left knee bent. Sole of the foot is up towards the ceiling. And pulsing that left knee. So getting into that left hip flexor. And from here, coming into stillness, stretching that left leg back behind you, taking an inhale, coming into our core exercise, and exhale, bringing your knee to the outside of your left elbow. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, stretching out, and exhale across the body to the right elbow. And we'll go again, inhaling, lengthen. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale, stretching out. Exhale, knee to nose, keeping that core activated. Inhale, stretching out. And exhale, knee to the opposite elbow, to the right elbow. Stretching that right leg, left leg back behind you. Bending up that back knee. Bringing your right hand around, if you can, grabbing the top of your foot. Opening up your chest, coming into a back bend. Pushing your foot into your hand. And taking a few breaths here. Gently letting go of the foot, try not to fling, coming back to bring your right hand back on the mat, stretching that left leg back out behind you, taking an inhale, and exhale, bringing your knee to the outside of your left elbow, hovering here, and stretching that left leg over to the left. walking your right hand over to the right. So again, we're looking for that straight line from the left foot to the right knee to the right hand. Pushing your hips forward, opening up your chest, bringing your left fingertips up towards the ceiling and overhead into our side stretch. So take a few breaths here, lengthening that left side from the heel all the way up the legs, up the waist to the fingertips. Inhaling to fill up and exhale, windmilling yourself up, sliding your left hand down your left leg, right fingertips up to the ceiling. And coming back down to your side stretch on your inhale, exhaling back into your gate. Inhaling for your side stretch. And one last time, exhaling into your gate. Bringing yourself back down and around and back into your tabletop. Moving into our extended puppy. So walking your hands out in front of you, and you want to keep your hips stacked over your knees. Melting your forehead down towards the mat. So walk your knees back a little bit if you need to. Crawling your fingertips forward. Taking an inhale to lengthen and exhale, bringing your forehead down towards the mat. If you can, bring your chin down towards the mat. And you're melting your heart down. Slowing down the breath. Nice little back bend here. And slowly bringing yourself back into your tabletop position. Hands are shoulder distance apart, fingers are spread into the mat. Tucking your toes, and we'll bring ourselves up into our first downward facing dog. So lifting your hips up and back. Walking your dog out a little bit, so bending one knee and straightening the other. Getting into the hamstrings and the calves. And just coming into stillness for a moment. So you're looking for a straight line from the wrists all the way up to the hips. Think of a puppy and his tail up towards the ceiling. You can have as much of a bend in the knees as you need to, that really doesn't matter. Melting your shoulders away from your ears, and your ears are beside your triceps. And from here, coming into a three-legged dog, so lifting that right leg up towards the ceiling, bending that right knee and opening up your hip. And coming back to center, we'll do the other side. So stretching your left leg up, three-legged dog, bending that knee and opening up. And coming back into your regular downward facing dog, dropping down onto your knees and coming into your child's pose. So coming onto the tops of your feet, your knees can be together or apart. Bringing your forehead down to the mat. You can stretch your arms out in front of you or down by the sides. Taking a few breaths here. And if you're doing this in the morning, maybe you'd like to set your intention for the day. Or if you want to continue with some sun salutations. Or maybe that's all that you want to do today, and that's all right too. Slowly bringing yourself all the way back up. Namaste.